Good evening, guys. So we've got a few pairs on watch this week. We've got quite a few on maybe, but the ones that are marked in red here is what I'm really interested in for the week. Right, so if we start on Aussie Yen, just where it's at the top of the list. Not really much is happening on the weekly or the monthly, but where this is only a short play, I'll only be looking at really the lower time frames to enter. You can see you've had a daily push rejecting this monthly support, which is now obviously resistance. So it's rejected the resistance, it's come down. We're just looking to play this to the downside. So if we go down on the 4 hour, we can see this pattern here has been broken. It never actually retested here, so we'd be looking for a retest around this level. Ideally the 4 hour 50 EMA, and then maybe a high test rejecting 618. Stop would obviously need to be behind 618 as well for me. Target on this would just be this key level here, so 71.5. 1 hour, you can see where the market's gapped. Not really liking this, but we'll just have to see what happens. Aussie dollar, so if we go on the daily, we're looking for, actually let's start on the weekly, we're looking for price really to get back to this sort of area of value. A lot of support here. You can see last week's massive low test, and then on the daily we can see the price has sort of come up, currently rejecting the daily 20 EMA. But if we go down lower, we can see price has broken the 4 hour 50 EMA, and we're simply looking for a retest. It doesn't line up perfectly, so stock would still need to be behind 618. Entry maybe at 382, but we'll sort of see what happens, see how this plays out. Euro pound, again on the daily, so if you look at the move, we're sitting at 382, so it's a key area of value. Daily 50 EMA is just behind. Stop would need to be, again, so it'll be a large stop here. I'd want this above 618, and then I'd look to play this down to the lows, so around 87, around that sort of area. As we go down, you can see price is creeping upwards. I'd need to see a clear break of this before I'd be interested. You could place your stop here, but in my opinion it wouldn't really be well protected, just where we're playing this move on a higher time frame. If I see something key on the 1 hour, some sort of lovely low test around this area, I might enter as a risk entry, but I'm not sort of interested at the moment. EURGBP is quite interesting, mainly if we go up to the higher time frames. You can see this is a huge level where price has rejected so many times. Go down to the weekly and you can see this is a big accumulation zone. And now we're simply just looking for some short entries off here. It's not clear, but it does look like price now is broken, and then it's coming back to retest. But I'd need to see something, I'd need to see really some perfect price action before I was interested in this. It's sort of on the maybe list, but I do like it. It is something that I'll be looking at. Pound dollar, really you need to see price get back to this level. So we're looking at resistance really here. Price resistance lines up with 618, but I'd need the stop just to be slightly higher. But again, targeting these lows at 1.2. When we go down, it becomes a little bit more clear, but it's not ideal. Dollar CAD. If you look on the daily, you can see that price here, huge engulfing candle, and we're simply just looking for a retest of a key level, so looking at a retest of 382, 4 hour 50 EMA, targeting this monthly resistance just here. Break it down, you can see the 4 hour 50 should line up with 382, just need to wait a couple more hours. And then the 1 hour 50, this is the only thing that I don't really like, and not all the time frames align, but it is still an area of interest. Let's just zoom out on here just to give you a clear idea. You can see this wall becomes support, and you can see really I've got quite a nice level of support here. Stop would be behind 618 again. Ideally for me, I'd like to be targeting here. I would really set my profit target for here. As you can see, it's the 1.2 on your Fibonacci, and then you can see it's just a recent high as well, so it just makes sense rather than stretch it for that extra 1/4%. The XY is interesting this week. You can see it's got some room to the downside. So if we are going long dollar pairs, this is something that I'll be interested in, because obviously if we're short, if we think the DXY is going short, then there's absolutely no point placing a long order on any dollar pairs. Silver's pretty interesting as well. You can see we've had a break, and then we're retesting this key area here. We're at 382, stop would need to be behind 618. I do like this. See what happens with price, but I can see myself entering this one. It does look pretty clean. You could have your stop here, but I just prefer it to be safe. And then natural gas is a pair that I'm in from last week. I held this. I've had a really wide stop on this, and this is just because I knew that I was going to be holding it over the weekend and probably the coming weeks. So I made sure I played this as a swing trade really, and that is simply stop below the lows and then targeting here. But really, you could play this to the long side depending on what happens with price. But if we break this down, all we're looking for now is just a break of this 4 hour 50 EMA and a retest around here. So retesting this, and then I'll be looking to place a second entry with a much tighter stop, targeting these highs.